channel. So without delaying, let's start the topic of this class. That is, today we are going to study about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So in the previous classes we have studied about the inheritance of one gene and also the two genes. But now we'll study about the theory of chromosome. Okay, that is called as the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Okay, so the topic or the headline is suggesting that today we are going to know or learn about the chromosome and inheritance. So in the sense how the chromosomes will get inherit. That's what. Like we know the genes get inherited from one generation to the next. In the same way chromosomes also. So then what is the difference between the chromosome and the genes then? Are they differ? So before going to learn that, the scientist called, the first scientist is called as the Sutton, who is from the American. Please remember the names of the scientists. That is in 1902, American genetist, that is Sutton, and one more scientist, that is he is from German, who is a scientist. His name is Boveri. So the Sutton and Boveri, these both scientists, what they did is they started to reopen the Mendel's work. So we know that what are the Mendel works? He always focused on the factors that are genes, right? In 1985, his book got published, right? So again, these Sutton and Boveri, without the curiosity and interest, they again reopened the work of the Mendel, and there they noticed that the Mendel only focused on the genes, where he even didn't call them as the genes, but he called them as the factors, right? But there was no nomination or the mention of the term called chromosome, right? So what are the chromosomes then? So the Sutton and Boveri, they gave the theory called chromosomal theory of inheritance. Means they studied on the chromosomes and they gave us the characters or the feature of the chromosomes, how they will be and what they are, right? So before going to learn how the work of the Sutton and Boveri came, let's learn the similarities, how the chromosomes and how the genes are formed. Okay, coming to the genes, and here we learn about the chromosomes. So we know that genes, they will occur in pair, right? Because they will be having the two genes, right? And each gene will be having the two alternative alleles, right? So genes, they occur in pair. And coming to the chromosomes, same, the chromosomes, as we mentioned the homologous chromosomes, right? They will also occur in pair. And the thing we should notice is whenever we give example, we will be telling, think this is a chromosome. For example, we will be telling this is a chromosome and on this there is the presence of a gene, right? In the sense, on the chromosomes, these genes are present, right? Have you got on chromosomes, these all genes are present. So the first thing is genes also will be in a pair and the chromosomes also will be in a pair. And coming to second point, during gamete formation, these genes will get separate, right? Do you remember those monohybrid cross and also the dihybrid cross, where during the gamete formation, these genes will get separate. So during gamete formation, genes will, or the gene will get separate. So each gamete will get only a single character or the gene from mother and from the father, right? And coming to the chromosome, Here also the same thing. During gamete formation or during the meiosis duration or the meiosis division, these chromosomes will also get separate. So it is the same thing. Chromosomes will get separate during gamete formation or during meiosis. Right? So when the chromosomes separate, it is nothing but because we know that on the chromosomes the genes are present, then obviously the gametes will get separate, or genes will get separate. Is this clear? And the third one is we learned about the independent assortment, which is the third law of the Mendel. So coming to genes, where the genes will assort independently. As I said, or we have learned in the example of dihybrid cross, right? During the F2 generation, those gametes, they will assort independently. For example, as I said, okay, if this is a chromosome having A, and here is the chromosome having small a, and here the chromosome having the capital B, and this chromosome will be having the small b. So here this A gene will be getting independently assort, means this A can go with capital B, this A can go with capital B, and also this A can assort with the small b. So this is called as the independent assortment because they are present on the different chromosomes, right? So here they independently assort themselves. And also coming to chromosomes, they will also assort independently, right? See here, not only the genes got assorted independently but also the whole chromosome. So these three are the factors or the important points which are same in the genes and chromosomes. So here what the main thing is, where the genes are the inheriting factors which get transferred or passed to the parents, to the offsprings from the parents. By how they will pass? Where these chromosomes, in the sense chromosomes are like a vectors here or the carriers, because these chromosomes carry the genes, right? Hence these genes will get transferred from the parents to the offsprings. Is this clear? So this led to the theory called chromosomal theory of inheritance or chromosomal theory. Is this clear for you? So this is nothing but so in this class we have studied about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So it is just we learned about the chromosomes, that's it. Okay. So in the next class let me come up with the few more aspects regarding this only. Until then, stay tuned, study well, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, share it with your friends, and thank you everyone. Bye bye, take care.